You go enable add-in, and then you select BSE Nest. Now what you end up with is another screen over here. And you'll see a new and an open and a nest. And then you'll see new and open up here. New and open across the top controls the parts, which is this screen right here. The nest is strictly for adding in parts and nesting it within a size of panel. Whenever the panel size or thickness changes, you must do a new nest. So assume you got two options. You're either going to do a new nest or you're going to open an existing nest that we've already done. So I'll show open existing nest. So we open and we look for a cabinet with the same name. So let's say, for example, it was the plinth cabinet. We're going to select the plinth cabinet XML, not the stat. Select the first one, open it, and in comes, I'll show you, in comes all the parts that are related to that particular item that are made out of white laminate, with 19 mil and this size. So I can go in here, right click, properties, and I can change the quantities either to 0 or to whatever quantity we want, depending on how many we're making. I always put a rotation at 90 degrees so it optimizes the best yields. And then once you've imported, if you're missing a part and you want to bring in a new part, you go import and you find the part you want to select. Let's say it's door RH. You go open, you indicate how many, you put the rotation at 90, you hit the check mark, and then the door RH shows up. I'm going to delete that because we don't need it. But that's all you do. You import the parts, you put the quantities, put the rotation, and then instantly you run results. So you come up to, you click on the project name, which is Plinth Cabinet. You'll see the icons show up. We want to nest. It will automatically put it in a folder called Progetta. You click OK, and you'll notice results disappear, and it re-nests them. So it re-nests, and these are the file names, and in brackets is the quantity. So double click on this one, and you can see how it nested it. You double click on this one, you can see how it nested it. Now, these will not run from here. You have to go up to File and hit Save As and move them from this folder to the prog folder at the bottom. Double click on prog and just save them right into this folder. I'm going to close it now so you can see. Now I'm going to hit open, and you'll notice that the plinth cabinet is in the prog folder. You can only run programs from the prog folder. Now if you want to, that's existing. I'm going to close this nest out. Now let's say you want to do a new nest. You click new, up comes this screen. Just click the check mark, and now you give it a file name. I'm going to call it test. Hit save. Now you've got a test project. You've got pieces and you got panels. You can you start importing each of the ones you want, each of the pieces you want to import, and you can either do a new panel or open an existing. Open an existing brings you into all these different options here, and you can see the size, the length, the height, and the thickness. It's critical that you have the right thickness and the sizes. You can scroll down for all the different options. We've called them acrylic, but the machine doesn't care whether it's acrylic, wood, whatever material it is. It only cares what is the actual sizes and thicknesses.
Oh, my back.
So now you click auto. Once you've selected a panel, you click auto, because that's what you need for nesting. You hit the check mark, and you notice the panel now shows up. So that's how you do new. And there's a folder there's a black folder with the instructions in there showing for each of the nests. I use this feature for all the scrap I try to use. I set up a different size panel every time I run scrap. If I'm trying to get 3 pieces, 5 pieces, 8 pieces, I import maybe one part. For example, I may import a shelf, and I want 16 of them, but I've got some scrap left over, so I'll import a customized panel size to achieve that. And I'll show you, for example, I'll go delete this one. We'll go new. And I'll just leave it as panel. Let's say I measured it and it's 20, it's all in millimeters. And the height, let's say it's 200. And the thickness is 20 millimeter, because everything, and here's grain, you can switch it grain, not grain, and you can say which way in the x-axis or y, and then you hit the check mark. Does panel already exist? Do you want to overwrite it? Yes, because I just use panel as default for scrap. Then you click auto, and again, now you've got scrap panel in here, and you can run as many shelves as you want. That's how I use it for running scrap. And that's the end of nesting.